An unexpected power surge destroyed my PlayStation 3, my original Xbox Halo Edition, my HDMI Philips switcher, and even the HDMI 2 port on my TV. I needed replacements to get back up and running fast. I went to Amazon to start my search for a replacement HDMI switcher, and it just so happens this one caught my attention. In this video, you'll get a complete unboxing of the FiveHome 4K60 HDMI switcher, a complete overview of its operation and use, and my opinion as to whether or not it would be a good fit in your video game AV system. And it all starts right now. Hey there, if it's your first time here, my name's Blaine, and my channel is all about helping you get the most out of your video game experiences. So if you like original content about restorations, repairs, mods, product reviews, and other great video game content, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out. Here we go with the review. First impressions can be deceiving, but as soon as I picked up the box, I noticed that things were rattling around inside. That may not be a very good sign, so let's check it out inside and see what's going on. After removing the sleeve and then lifting up the opening flap, I was relieved to find out the HDMI switcher itself is pretty well packaged, albeit the plastic holding it in place is a little bit flimsy. The unit itself actually seems to be fairly well constructed, even in spite of its light weight. Taking a closer look at the unit, the metal construction is actually pretty good. This should hold up just fine in your own entertainment system. On the front, there are two buttons. One is for switching the HDMI input and the other is a power button. On the back, there's a port for the power plug, HDMI in and HDMI out. Here's what's making all that rattling. The accessories that go along with it don't have any particular packaging to hold them in place, but they survived the trip, so fair enough, I guess. Here's a remote, and it has a CR2032 battery, and it needs to have that plastic tab removed to activate the battery in the remote. And while the rubber remote buttons do have quite a bit of travel to them, it does seem like kind of a thin, flimsy remote. And you get a standard wall plug and barrel jack to power the unit, along with a small instruction manual. That's everything that's in the box. Let's go set this thing up and see what it can do for you in your gaming setup. To test the switcher's ability to find the right signal and to make sure it's sending the proper signals to the TV, I have an Xbox One X at 4K60 hooked up to port 1 and an NES Classic hooked up to port number 4 at 720p. Power on the unit on the right side and the light changes from red to green. To switch the inputs, the other push button, the one more towards the center, is the one that changes the inputs. So I have the NES Mini on port number 4. And all you have to do is push 3 times to go from 1 to 4 and it loads up. And it does send the proper 720p signal at 60 Hz right through the switcher to the TV. Good news. I changed the HDMI input back to number 1. This time, let's do it automatically. You hold the switcher button for 3 seconds to activate automatic mode. And as you can see here, it flashes the light and then it recognizes that the NES is on and switches to the proper port. Very cool. Let's make sure the Xbox One is actually getting that 4K60 sent all the way through. I powered on the Xbox One and set it to HDMI 1 on the switcher to make sure everything was going through from the Xbox all the way to the TV at 4K60, and here's what I found. Everything's on the up and up. 4K at 60 Hz all the way from the Xbox One straight all the way to the TV. Let's take a look at that remote control that comes with the switcher. It's infrared based, so just like my TV remote, it sends an infrared signal. And what I found is, using the remote for the HDMI switcher activated some of the controls on the TV, like this menu. It also ended up controlling the mute and some of the volume controls for the TV as well. It's kind of funny, and there's nothing you can really do about it because the manufacturer of the HDMI switcher can't foresee every single possibility in which you could have some infrared control device in your home. So I can't hold that against them. There are a number of great pros to this unit compared to only a couple of cons. The metal case construction seems pretty high quality. Auto switching worked very well in my testing. Having 5 HDMI ports is an advantage over the usual 3 or 4 you get with other models. 4K60 support makes it possible to use contemporary pro video game consoles, and the great price to value ratio makes this easy on the budget. The only two things that kind of stuck out to me during the review were flimsy packaging and the thin remote control may or may not have a long lifespan. On a scale of 1 to 5 stars, this is a 4-star unit. I think it's been a great pickup and it could be a great addition to your video game setup as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on great original video game content as it's posted. And check out this video here, shown on screen and linked in the description and pinned comments below. Thanks so much for being here. I look forward to being with you in the next video.